Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Brian Campbell. I'm so excited about being the instructor for your course on human development. I wanted to take a moment to tell you about myself, and then we'll also be doing some videos on each of the weeks. Hopefully I'll get to all those so that you'll have a little bit of an introduction from me and more personalized. I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and then I went to Grove City College in Grove City, Pennsylvania, where I did my undergraduate degree and majored in psychology. Then I went over to Scotland to do my doctorate. I went over there sort of naive and just jumped into it, and I ended up getting a scholarship there for all 4 years, and all expenses paid, so it was really good. I don't have too much debt from my doctorate. Then I came back to the United States. Well, I met a girl over there too named Claire, who ended up being my wife later on. I came back to the United States for a pre-doctoral internship in psychology at the Veterans Hospital in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and that was a year long there. And that was basically sort of a psychoanalytic internship, and I learned psychoanalysis. I've learned lots of different modalities, by the way. So then I went back and finished my doctorate and came back to the United States, got married, and Claire and I then went to a postdoctoral fellowship where I worked at the Center for Reproductive Medicine and Child Neurology at Rhode Island Hospital, and that was a program affiliated with Brown University. And there I learned behavior modification and worked with mentally retarded people and handicapped people for about a year there, and that was titled Developmental Disabilities. So it was a postdoctoral fellowship in developmental disabilities. So I learned a lot about human development and developmental disabilities there. Following that, I went to take a position as an assistant professor of clinical psychology at what was called Nova University. Now it's Nova Southeastern University in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And that was really neat because I grew up in Pittsburgh and the winters were pretty rough there. Then I went to Scotland where the winters are very rough. And then I went to Fort Lauderdale where it was beautiful most days of the year. So it was really exciting to go down there. I worked there for about 10 years. I was promoted to the level of an associate professor, so it's sort of like having tenure. And then I decided to come out into private practice as a Christian psychologist. I had been studying cognitive development, cognitive therapy actually, at the Nova University, and I decided that that was a very good format for looking at and starting a practice in Christian counseling, because I thought, after I looked at it, that in fact God is very concerned about our thinking, our cognition, and our behavior. And of course I was studying at that time cognitive behavioral therapy. So I'm an expert in cognitive behavioral therapy as well. And it's been very good for me, and I've utilized that in my practice here as a Christian counselor, and I'll explain that later. I have a theoretical model that is actually on my internet site. I developed an internet site called counseling4christians.com, and I encourage you to go and look at that just to see all of the resources that are available there. I'm a very scripture-oriented person. I'm a born-again Christian, and my practice is very much Christian-oriented. The title of the practice is New Life Christian Counseling. So anyway, while at the Nova University, I published a lot of papers, and I did some research there and published some papers, and I hope that will help with you when I help you understand how to write, because that's part of this course. So I'm going to be drawing upon those skills. So that's a little bit about me. I'm now in private practice at New Life Christian Counseling Center. I have given you a little video also of looking at the practice, because I thought you'd like to have a look at what a private practice looks like, and maybe someday that's what you'll be doing. And I really encourage you to think about that, being in private practice, as you approach this course on human development. This is not about memorizing facts. I use the concepts of that I learned in human development year after year after year. While at Nova, I taught this course on human development. I taught it at the doctoral level. I've taught lifespan human development, and I also taught adult psychopathology, child psychopathology, and various other clinical courses. And I was responsible for teaching and training doctoral level students for about 10 years while I was there. So I'm really looking forward to this. I've put a lot of work into helping prepare for this course to make it easier for you, because when I looked at it I thought, wow, this is a pretty difficult course. So you will see that one of the things I have developed is a spreadsheet, and that spreadsheet you can obtain hopefully on the first email that I send to you, and then there's a lot of aids and tools in there that will help you with this course. So I'll speak to you later on each of the weeks, and hopefully keep you abreast of what needs to be done for the week. Thanks very much. Looking forward to talking to you and seeing you, and maybe talking to you on the phone. God bless.